Shalom, shalom. Peace, Israel. It's the brother Yaquab from the Camp Props in Babylon Camp out here in Tampa, Florida. I'd like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahaha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who do indeed teach and real well. And peace and salutations to the hopeful less scattered abroad. In today's lesson, I want to touch up on these ICBMs, man, these nuclear missiles. All right, because, I've been seeing a lot of videos go out about them, and it's been kind of heavy in the spirit, because we're getting closer and closer. Every day we wake up, we're getting closer and closer to this nuclear annihilation, man, of Esau, Edom, and these 2/3. We're getting closer and closer to the destruction of Babylon, man. All right. And I want to start off with Zechariah chapter 14 and verse 12. It says, "And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet." Right. Now you gotta ask yourself, wait, what weapon will allow that to happen? And it says, "Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth." All right. You got to think, what weapon is going to have your body basically disintegrating, man? Okay? Your gun can't do that. Some little itty-bitty flamethrower can't do that, for them jakes that's on the low level. Well, there's other weapons no, man. All right, it's talking about nuclear missile, ICBM. Like Sarah Connor in Terminator when she was holding on to that fence. All right, and that blast of fire hit her, from that nuke. That's how it's going to be. It's gonna be a whole bunch of screaming skeletons out here, man. A whole bunch of Skeletors out here just screaming, man. All right. And it says, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna grab this too. 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 10. As a matter of fact, before I get into that, I grabbed this as well because I had looked up. I was, it was on my spirit. I was like, what can an ICBM do to human flesh? Which they couldn't specifically tell me about what it can do to flesh, but these popped up. You had, what damage can an ICBM do? An ICBM with an average of 3,600 kilograms of HE payload will create an explosive damage radius of up to 1.47 kilometers. In an urban center, there could be up to 188,564 casualties in the affected area. It says, and that's 188,000. All right, and an ICBM with an average. So that's a regular average ICBM. All right, but you got to understand these devils. They're perfecting their craft. You got Putin with a Satan 1 ICBM, and he just came out with his Satan 2 ICBM. All right, you got all these other, and he's giving all these other nations, regular ICBM. So a one singular ICBM, one nuke can take out 200,000 people, man, in an urban area. Imagine 200 million. That is going to be billions of people dead. Overkill, man, and that's what's coming to Babylon. That's what's coming to America, man. Via the scriptures, via Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Thus saith the Lord. All right. It says, and this is when Esau dropped that atom bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It says, what were the effects of the atomic bomb on the human body? Exposure to atomic bombs causes immediate and long-term health effects, including acute radiation syndrome, leukemia, cancer, and other health problems. All right, with some effects manifesting years after exposure. Now, these are effects of an atom bomb, man. Long-lasting effects. But see, the fire that the Lord is coming with, this is instant effect, man. All right, this isn't no long-lasting effect, or they're going to drop ICBMs and you're going to be able to rebuild the city, come back after. No, man. And this day, this is the day of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. On this day, you 2/3, all right, and especially you heathens, man, primarily you Esau, you Edomites, you so-called white people, y'all are going to burn while y'all stand upon y'all feet, man. All right, the Lord's going to leave your soul in your body so you can feel that. You're going to have to feel that. It's not going to be a quick death. I was just around a Jake, and I was telling him about it. He was like, well, man, if that happens and a bomb drop, I don't want to be alive. Just make sure it's quick. Nah, man. See, that's what everybody hoping for. They're hoping for that easy way out. All right? There is no easy way out. Even with serving the Lord. It's not easy, even still serving the Lord, man. Just because we serve the Lord don't mean our lives are are just the easiest, man. No, nothing is easy. The road to the kingdom of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is hard, man. The scriptures say through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man, the kingdom of heaven. Okay, so nothing's ever going to be easy, man. So this is not going to be no easy death. 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 10. But the day of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua will come as a thief in the night. All right, it said will come as a thief in the night. How does a thief come? Unexpectedly. You know, when you're unaware, when you're least expecting it. That's how the day of the Lord is going to be. The Lord is going to come when you least expecting him to come. It says, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Right, the elements are going to melt with fervent heat. You are made of elements, man. All right, you and the whole world and everything is made of elements. You're going to melt with fervent heat. Okay, matter of fact, I want to grab that. That's sticking out to me. Hold on. Fervent. Fervent goes into having or displaying a passionate intensity, intense, sincere, deep-seated, spirited, wholehearted, eager and dedicated, devout. All right. So it says, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with a fervent heat, with a devoted heat, with a spiritual heat. This heat, the Lord is sending the man that's coming to do what the Lord sent it to do. Burn up the heartful works, man. Burn up this evil and this iniquity that's here in Babylon, man. All right, that fire is coming with a purpose. Okay, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is sending it out, and it's going to do what the Lord sent it out to do. Okay, and it's going to utterly destroy, man. It says, the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. It says the earth also, but it's not talking about the whole entire earth, man. Because when these nukes get shot off, the whole earth isn't going to get hit by them. All right? America's going to be 100% destroyed, coast to coast, top to bottom. But other nations are going to get hit too as well. But no other country is going to get destroyed how America's going to get destroyed. All right? America's going to be the primary target of this nuclear annihilation, nuclear destruction, especially from the Lord. All right? The Lord is fed up with this place, and he's coming back to take vengeance. It says, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? You know, so knowing that this place is going to get nuked, knowing that these things are coming, man, what manner of persons ought you to be, and what type of person should you be in? Should you be out here partying, you know, just trying to live it up, enjoy your best life, man? Or should you be praying, fasting, trying to seek the Lord, praying the Lord have mercy on you, you know, moving righteously, moving how a man of the Lord would be moving in these times, man, seeing the things that we're seeing with the signs that the Lord is bestowing upon us every single day. All right. It says, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of Yahweh, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we according to his promise look for new heavens and new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. Right. So according to the Lord's promise, we're looking forward to the nuclear annihilation, so we can receive that new earth and that new heavens, man. All right, burn the sin off of this planet that we're on now. This earth, our earth now is dying. Burn it up. Take everything, all the impurities off of it, and beautify it through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right. Brothers trying to get into their new bodies. Brothers want a new heavens, a new earth. Brothers want to live in righteousness, man. But that cannot happen unless this current state of this world is destroyed. America has to be destroyed for us to get the kingdom of heaven, man. The kingdom of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right. And my grandpa, when I was a kid, used to always say it, hey, everyone wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die, man. All right. You got all these people here in America. It's primarily the 2/3, you know, they'll have a zeal, but not according to knowledge. They'll have a zeal that the Lord, you know, they believe in the Lord, but Jacob still be sinning, you know, which we all sin. We all fall short of the glory. But, you know, Jacob go to church, and then right after church, they went from serving the Lord, so-called, to go eating pork chops and rice and stuff with the family, man. You know, those same Jakes will be the same one to y'all want to go to heaven. I want to go to heaven, but you know, they're in fear of death. You see that the prophets, the prophets that serving Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, some of his men gonna have to taste death. You know, the brothers are doing their part so they don't have to be in that lot. You know, but it's somebody's lot, man. Somebody gonna have to be in that lot for their testimony, man, because it's written. So somebody gonna have to do it. You know, so like going back to what we were saying, none is easy, man. Nothing is easy. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be an easy death. It's not going to be just something quick. But we're looking forward to that new heaven and that new earth, man. We're in dwelleth righteousness. All right. So in order for us to get that, Babylon got to be destroyed. It says, let me grab this. Matthew 24 and verse 22. It says, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. All right. So if the Lord didn't speed up these times, man, nobody would be saved. Okay, Esau is polluting this earth, all right? And you see this devil's creating ICBMs. This devil, you know, if Yahweh Shemi Havashai, if the Lord wasn't coming back, man, this devil will have all these different nukes, you know, and he'll just got a phone call. But like I was saying, this devil would just be making all these different nukes, annihilating all different types of people, including himself. All right, you got videos constantly coming out of chariots stopping nuclear test launches and all these different types of things, man, all right? So this devil would have been trying to put this into play, into motion, as they would say, all right, and have a lot of people out here tasting death. But it says, but for the elect's sake, those days should be shortened. So for the elect's sake, the Lord is speeding up the times, all right, so we can get up out of here. So this devil can have a hard fall and we can rise, man. We're going to rise to the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi Havashai. Okay, this is why you see we're in 2025 and it's already April, all right? It's already April. We're already almost halfway through the year. You know, a lot of people say, well, why is time going by so fast? You know, the days are like a days now. Yeah, the days are like a days. You know, the Lord is speeding up these times for the elect's sake. He's getting his men girded and prepared and ready for them to get up out of here, man. How righteous are we be those men? The Lord is trying to reign with his elect and his men. You know, but the lesson kind of went, you know, to a few places, but that's the spirit, you know, it jumps. But back to the key topic, man. Hey, Esau, this world is gonna get destroyed. This world of Sodom, all right. This world of Babylon, man. That do as thou wilt spirit, man. This land of America, as we know it, is about to get obliterated to the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi Havashai. And brothers are praying for that and ushering it in. We're praying the Lord destroys this place, all right, so we can get our new heaven and our new earth, man. You know. Wherein dwelleth righteousness. Brothers want them new bodies and that spiritual power. All right. And as long as America is still standing, all right, that's getting in the way of that. You know, so Yahweh Ratazah, the lesson was edifying to the spirit. I like to give our glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Bashimi Havashai, Bashem Chahakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who do indeed teach me well. And peace and salutations to the hopeful let's get the broad. Next time I do say shalom and the Bible ball soon.